Wondering if my eyes are deceiving me. Holy crap. We had a calf born last night. No, she's not supposed to calve for like 2 more months. Well, good morning. As you can see, our winter storm did arrive late yesterday afternoon into last night. Got up a little extra early this morning. Got a bunch of the chores done. Put out a little feed for these animals. Some of them are still in the barn though, so I didn't give them their full morning allotment. So we can give them a little more, but yeah, proud to say, looks like everything here at home made it through just fine. Our 3 newest calves, may have to take my word for it just because obviously don't have a lot of light yet, but I've already laid eyes on them this morning. All was good, which we had let them in the barn lot last night where they could get in the shed there, so they should have made it through the night with no problem. So anyway, apologize for the low light right now, but it's a Friday for us. We got to go to work. Probably will be a slow day, but still got to get in there. Got the icebreaker with me. We need to head up to the pond. We did have, I guess, 2 winters ago, a heifer walk out on the pond after we'd had about a week of these type temperatures. It had frozen over and fell in. We don't want anything like that, so we're gonna chop them out the spot to drink. Overnight, we were supposed to get down to like 1 or 2. My phone actually said -1 when I woke up. I don't know. We got, I don't know, I'd say about 3 inches. Hard to tell, the wind blew so hard. You know, it blew it off in some spots and of course it's drifted up in others, but it's very safe to say that we got more than the 1/2 to 1 inch that they were calling for. You can get a hole chopped right here real quick. Yeah, this was the pond, which it had been cold for a lot longer than just what we've had right now. When it was frozen solid enough for that heifer to walk out across there, but we don't want to run that risk. See, some of the animals have already been up here looking for a drink because they've tracked it up. So we're gonna go ahead and chop out a spot. Midday yesterday, it was about 45 degrees, so it hadn't had a real good chance to freeze over, just too bad. I think the National Weather Service said we dropped from 45 to 11 in a 5-hour span, which I don't know if, you know, that quick of a drop is any kind of a record or anything, or if they even keep track of such statistics. But yeah, mild yesterday. Heck, I was feeding hay, putting out rolls of hay, wearing nothing but a long sleeve fleece pullover. I mean, it was mild. So not this morning though. Yes, -1 there. The F-250 agrees with what my telephone said an hour or 2 ago. I think it went up to about 15 today. So I'm obviously not going to thaw out too much. And that'll be the ice chopping will be more of a challenge tomorrow than it was today. This crew looks to have made it through the night just fine. We'll get a head count on them. Some of them over here picking around on this hay that we unrolled, I guess, 2 days ago. So that's good. I wasn't sure how much of that would be just buried underneath the snow. But you can see we're actually all down through here. They've kind of pawed the top off of it and then been working on it. Hadn't really bothered the hay that we put in the ring over there, which we knew that wasn't as good a roll of hay. But anyway, I'm gonna get their water chopped open and got a few buckets of feed to give them as well. All right, all these ladies are here and accounted for. Check on the water trough. I do see we've got a little better situation here than we did at home. I'll give a little bit of a product endorsement too. So the freeze miser, it trickled all night just like it was supposed to. We'll chop them out of whole. Now I will give the full disclaimer. Mine at home didn't work. Everything's frozen up there this morning, so we got a little issue to deal with there later on, but these things sometimes work like they're supposed to, and it is nice when they do. Got a better water situation here than we were It's our feeder steers at home, and I think what I'm gonna have to do, their trough's full, and so I chopped it out for them this morning. I'm just not gonna be able to run any more water in there until probably at least Monday. Today's Friday. Don't you do it. It's too damn cold and too early. What is your issue, baby? You got icicles on your ears, you got feed to be eaten, and you're still gonna try to stare me down and challenge me. Don't be like that. Another good morning to you. It's now Christmas Eve. Waking up to, I think it's like 11 right now, wind chill right at 0, maybe just a little below. So crazy as it sounds, significantly warmer than it was this time yesterday, but going up to about, I think, mid-20s today. So gonna be sunshiny, so it should feel pretty nice, but it does look like I'm gonna be experiencing my first white Christmas. Don't think all this is gonna melt off today, but got calves out here in the pasture. Get up here where I can see them crowded around a couple of the hay feeders. One right down there. We're gonna put them some feed in the box. Probably will need to put out some hay for, bulls are good, but probably for this group and the other cows up the road, but we'll check them and find out. Horses are all fed and water, ice busted on top, freshwater run, so they're in good shape. My wife, bless her, as soon as I get back in the house, she's gonna ask, how are the horses? And it probably annoys me more than it should, but I'm like, they're in a fully enclosed barn. One of them even wearing her ugly, tacky Christmas sweater. Like, of all the animals right now, they're living a life of luxury. How about how are the cows? But anyway, she worries about her horses, so, and hey, it's still pretty dang cold in here, but moving on. Archie actually stayed down at the barn with me. Normally he goes running back to the house like he just wants to stay down here, but hey, are you finally turning into a farm dog or a barn dog? And Sadie is somewhere mercilessly wreaking havoc on all these little birds that are desperately trying to find something to eat, which we did fill up all the bird feeders late yesterday afternoon, make sure they're in good shape, but you can see they're everywhere. And she's over there, I guess, trying to flush them out of the haystacks. I keep wondering if my eyes are deceiving me, and I'm afraid they're not. Maybe I'm going crazy. But you probably can't tell, but there's one of the... Holy crap. We got a calf born last night. Out of a cow that we bought a few months ago that was not supposed to calve until spring. Not ideal. Okay, so our priorities for this morning just changed. We gotta get that calf in the barn. I was just gonna comment about our new calves. I kept looking over there and I was like, is that? It's like, no, she's not supposed to calve for like 2 more months. But, I mean, obviously the folks just weren't keeping up with or didn't have their breeding dates figured out. But of our other calves, one there's one actually laid up next to that hay feeder over there, which is not ideal because it's a good way to get stepped on. But yeah, but of course that ground is kind of bedded. One of the arguments against feeding it in the hay rings, but anyway, we get the side by side cranked up. We're gonna go over and check on that baby. I just absolutely despise the fact that we had that calf barn. Like, I mean, if I had known that, we'd have had her in the barn. I mean, calf is up and nursing, because I kept looking, I was like, why is that cow over there not coming up? And I was like, is that a calf? And like my eyes, like, it's just a little far, but then it started moving, like, my gosh. So anyway, we're gonna get that figured out, get him in the barn. If he's up nursing, if she got him dry last night, he's probably gonna be just fine. Being born, I think overnight low was like 11, wind chill again about 0. Not great. Worried about frostbite. Some of those end up with a little less ear in the long run, which, if that's the worst thing that happens to it, not that big of a deal. But yeah, we're gonna probably get them in the barn and get them set up for the rest of the day. Always something to catch us off guard. Christmas Eve, I'm gonna get out here and do chores early. Get back in the house, have breakfast with the family, and I'm probably still gonna do that, but it's gonna be delayed by another half hour or so at least, depending on how long this takes. And because I can hear the keyboard cowboy Karen's typing right now, saying, just hurry up and go get the calf, quit talking, go get it. Okay, first of all, calf was born sometime overnight. It's already up and nursing. It's staying out another 15 or 20 minutes is not gonna be the deciding factor on it living or dying. Second of all, the Pioneer has to warm up. We're having transmission issues with it. I probably ought to take it and get it checked out, but it actually will not move. It drove to there. Typically, once it warms up, it runs fine. If any of you that are much more mechanically inclined than me know what it's doing, I'm open to suggestions. But yeah, reality is I probably just need to get it to a dealer or somebody that can service it and figure it out. So while we wait on that to warm up, we will talk. Other thing that worries me with that calf, which now I'm starting to wonder, did the guy we bought them from have any idea about anything? They were all Hereford cows. That one's actually kind of a Hereford cross, bred to a Brahma bull to get that F1 Brayford. Not exactly. I mean, don't really want any calf born, you know, in 10-degree weather, but certainly not one that's going to be a half Brahman. So yeah, need to get that tough little sucker in the barn. I call him tough because he's already up nursing. Yeah, got a heater in this water trough tank, so it is open. They're in good shape, but I'm gonna need to run some water at some point. Yep, you can look at that ear. It is an F1. Well, we call it F1 because again, the mom's not a true full-blooded Hereford. There's our other newest calf, was bedded down right over here beside them. So that makes for all the calves accounted for, assuming there weren't any other surprises born overnight. But dang, looks pretty dang good. I'll give you credit, Mom, you did a good job. Big thing is them licking them off and getting them dry, especially again those ears. But dang, he's up. I say he. Don't want to misgender anything, you know, it is 2022. But they, whatever I'm supposed to say, is up, nursing, looks pretty dang good, all things considered. I'm still gonna see, I believe wobbly enough, I should be able to grab it pretty easy, drive it up to the barn, and she should follow us. Should be the key word. Here's where the challenge lies. Will she follow us? Come on, Mama. Come on. Come on, Mama. It is a girl. There you go, Mama. All right. Big old calf. All right, here we go. See if we can get her to follow. All right, I'm gonna put the calf out right here at the gate and see if I can ease her towards it. Her, excuse me, we have correctly gendered it now. Ma! Ma! Come on, Mama's right outside the gate. If you'll make some noise, she'll come on in. Get side by side out of the way. Go on, Mama, up there to the gate and you'll see her. Go on, Mama, a few more steps through the gate. Looky there. There it is. That's a mother's love right there. Yeah, things just working against us this morning. Number one being that the gentleman that took that cow to that bred cow sale that day, well, and then I could even blame it on the vet that preg checked him and said she was due in spring. Which then you could also put some blame on me. Why didn't you go back behind them and palpate and see what you thought? Well, number one, I'm not typically good enough at palpation to say. I would have certainly been able to tell she was bred, but wouldn't have been able to call a due date. But okay, they're in the barn lot. Now we'll get them into the barn, or at least try. We get a beautiful sunrise shot there. Our next dilemma, well, we opened up the barn to let them in here the last couple of nights, and so it is a muddy, manure, urine-y mess. So I'm gonna open a bag of shavings in here because yeah, we don't want that baby exposed to all that, you know, just contamination. But we also don't want the baby laying out there on frozen ground. So it's kind of, which would we rather have? And I think for right now, until we get them warm, get them in here on some fresh bedding and get some water and hay thrown in here for mom and see if they'll say hunker down. We're going to go through a pretty big warm up over these next few days. I think tomorrow the high is still like 30, but then by the day after Christmas, we get above freezing and then it really gets mild pretty quick. So if we can get through this next 48 hours or so, we'll be in good shape. I mean, again, I know I already said it, but what a just incredibly tough animal. Standing up, nursing. I mean, my gosh. Just reminds you how soft we are as human beings. Born in, again, 10-degree weather, was overnight low. Wind chill was like -1, about an hour or so ago. Born, standing up, walking around, nursing, and really looks to be in pretty darn good shape. Good enough shape that I kind of questioned myself and said, well, am I doing more harm than good trying to get it up to the barn? Because again, high on only 27 today, but with that sun shining, and as crazy as it sounds, and I've been up moving around, so I'm keeping myself warm, but it feels halfway decent right now. Got some water running right there for mom. Another problem, what I thought was going to be our biggest challenge for the morning, was our hydrant down there where the feeder steers drink or are watered through is frozen. Our little device that we put on there that's supposed to allow it to drip once the water gets below, like, I think it's even just like 45 degrees. It apparently did not drip overnight. One with the other farm worked perfect. I think I showed y'all that yesterday or earlier in this video. So we don't have any way to get more water to them. But the other concern is, and I just chopped it out a minute ago, you can probably see the frozen ice on me from doing so. They're not really drinking. It's open, it's right there, they can drink. I mean, obviously they need to go ahead and do it here before it tries to freeze again, but yeah, that, you know, the whole, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. I guess you can chop ice for a steer, but you can't make him drink. So they got plenty of opportunity, they just got to do it. But I guess as I'm rambling, my idea when I realized that hydrant was frozen, it was going to be probably 4 or 5 days before we had it thawed, was I'd let them into this full open barn lot and they can water right there. This throws a little wrench in that plan, but at the same time they haven't drank down the water that they've got, so it doesn't matter one way or the other, I guess. So we brought mom a little feed over here, putting a little bunk there, but baby's been up nursing pretty good. I think, yeah, despite starting out under tough circumstances, things look like they're going to be okay right there. And during times of harsh weather like this, it's more important and nicer than ever to have your automatic gate opener properly installed.
Can I leave this open, or you should?
You can leave it open. They're going to come running to the hay. They're not going to go running out on the state highway. It's basically like an ice skating rink currently.
So we're at our other farm just down the road. This is our cow herd. We got to make sure all the old mamas are fed. Quite a few back there. We are experiencing our first white Christmas. Told the kids earlier, make sure you remember it, because it's probably going to be the only one they see as well. They might see another one. So we're going to enjoy our white Christmas. Go over, put that one over there. Morning, ladies. Y'all at the buffet? Would you like a new buffet? Look, it's Woolly Bear. She was a bottle calf. Hey, morning. Morning, girl. How are you, Woolly Bear? You good? Gonna get in, take a ride?
Like your little hamster.
Yeah.
I will do one on. Okay, so afternoon check on this new pair. Mom was just over there getting her a drink of water, so that's good. She's found that. Had her some hay and some feed in here. Yeah, she's mostly just made a mess of the hay. It's fine. Calf over there looks to be in pretty good shape. We'll put some more hay in there for Mom. Pretty nice day. I think it got up to like mid-20s, but the sun has really shined. So I've had a fair amount of melt. I think tomorrow going to be just a little warmer, like right at 30. The sun's shining again, so just looking forward to thawing out. I think we're going to be like 65, maybe even next weekend. Like ridiculous, the difference. But whatever. Like they say, if you don't like the weather, just wait a few minutes. Baby has laid down. I mean, I hadn't been down here all day, but was laying down in that spot where we had bedded, so that's good to see. But gonna have to get some hay put out tomorrow. It looks like tractor cranked up and it went dead, so I may have a little issue there. See if we can get it started tomorrow, because we're gonna need to get some put out. But thankfully we were able to get to those other 2 bales with the bale bed and get them picked up and put out without needing a tractor. But anyway, rambling on. It's Christmas Eve. I've done some dad assembly work, kind of, if you know what I mean, the last couple of hours, but got that done with time to spare. I'm gonna finish evening chores, and then we've got family commitments tonight, and then of course all day tomorrow, with it being Christmas. Got the ribeye roast in the fridge right now. Got it trimmed and dry brining. We'll put a rub on it tomorrow and put it on the green egg to smoke it. But anyway, we appreciate y'all watching. I know this one won't be posted till after Christmas, but it's Christmas Eve, so I'm gonna tell you Merry Christmas again. We appreciate y'all watching. Again, thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't. Appreciate that. Y'all eat beef and God bless.